We weren't going to do this segment, folks, because Bernie Sanders has already exposed himself as a giant hypocrite when it comes to this Gaza issue. But two tweets started circulating on the same day, and he fired off this tweet from his account literally 15 minutes before we went on the air, and that's why we added this in at the last minute. So here's a video tweeted out by Senator Bernie Sanders from this morning's appearance on Face the Nation.
Is trying to do is trying to make clear to Netanyahu and his right-wing extreme government is, yes, you can go to war against Hamas, but you cannot go to war against the Palestinian people.
Really? And Biden is trying to make that clear. How? How exactly is he trying to make that clear? That's always the goal with Bernie. We have to make clear to the billionaires they can't have it all. We have to make clear to the fossil fuel companies that they can't pollute the planet. We have to make clear to the pharmaceutical industry that they cannot rip people off for, the drugs that they need. It's all about making clear to people where he stands. Now, in most cases, Bernie represents causes championed by ordinary people against wealthy institutions, and so making them clear really carries no weight. In this case, Joe Biden can make as clear as possible that he doesn't support Israel by denouncing Israel and cutting off funding for Israel. Boom. That's it. So this whole idea, we have to make it clear to him. The president's trying to make it clear to him. Absolute bullshit. Absolute, utter bullshit.
Most people don't know this, but my good friend Joe Biden is one of the world's great charade players, and he's been making a lot of hand gestures toward Netanyahu that are very clear to him that he strongly disapproves. Next, he's going to write a strongly worded letter. I've spoken to him about it, and he's going to mail it. Should get there next week.
Cause the horrific damage to human life that we are seeing right now. Margaret, there have been 16,000 people killed so far, Palestinians, 2/3 of whom are women and children. You're talking about 1.9 million people displaced, going around without any water, food, without any medical supplies. It is a humanitarian disaster, and the United States has got to put all of the pressure that it can to tell Netanyahu to stop this disastrous military approach.
All the pressure, join the movement. Yeah, some movement you got there.
That's this motherfucker. That was one of the things that pissed me off the most when his campaign wrapped up in 2020. Get a fucking fundraising email. I was like, we've got to continue our revolution.
The United States has got to put all of the pressure that it can.
All the pressure that it can.
To stop this.
We can apply all the pressure necessary and then 10 times that. The idea that we are powerless to stop it, and we just have to keep communicating to Netanyahu that we don't approve of what he's doing, schmuck. We cut off the funding, this stops tomorrow.
Right.
What are you talking about? We have to apply pressure. What the fuck are you talking about? It's such an insult.
Look, this is kill two birds with one stone. Hey, all of these donors that want to pull money out of universities for not crushing pro-Palestine protests, go pay for Israel.
Right.
Go pay for Israel. You guys can give that money to Israel. We're not doing it anymore. You see how fast this war ends.
Yep. Now, that was part of his appearance on Face the Nation that he tweeted out himself. AIPAC tweeted out another part of his appearance this same morning. Here's the part that they focused on.
In terms of a permanent ceasefire, I don't know how you could have a permanent ceasefire with Hamas, who has said before October 7th and after October 7th that they want to destroy Israel. They want a permanent war. I don't know how you have a permanent ceasefire with an attitude like that.
So then what pressure exactly do you want exerted on Netanyahu if you're not going to call for a ceasefire? This is why we did this segment. We added this at the last second. AIPAC tweeted this out pretty much as soon as he said it. They had this up like 8 hours ago. And, we've heard Bernie say this in the past, so I thought nothing of it, right? Same old, same old. But then when I saw Bernie tweet out his version of the interview, I'm like, God damn it. Like, AIPAC used this interview for their PR, and now you're going to try and sweet talk us into thinking that, you're serious about putting pressure on Netanyahu? Fuck off. It's so insulting. It really is.
Well, that's the saddest thing about Bernie. All the people, not that they were right about their politics, but the people who told us Bernie was a grifter, that Bernie was full of shit, that he was playing this revolutionary, but really he was a pretty standard Washington politician and deal maker. They were right. They were right. Look at this scumbag. And now, I could say scumbag, right? Yeah. I mean, just watching him pull this Rick James, I think I have a little more sense than to put my feet on the couch. Yeah, I put my feet on the couch.
Right, exactly.
It's just, he says the one thing, then he says the other thing. It's just pathetic, man. It's just sad whenever you see this guy. You know, everyone's walked away from him. Nobody pays attention to him. Nobody even covers him. We almost didn't do this ourselves. Like when I first saw it, I was almost like, who cares?
Well, when I saw the AIPAC part, like I said, I wasn't interested. But the fact that he cherry-picked a part that he thought made him look good and tweeted that out as if he's trying to hold down the pro-Palestine sentiment in the Senate. I mean, it's awful.
Well, and this is the same MFer who sent out that email. I swear to God, that email came like he dropped out and endorsed Biden, and that email hit my inbox like I think the same day or the next day. Yeah. We need money we need you to contribute to continue our revolution. He's infuriating, man. He's just infuriating. He's, now you look at this and you say he's always been this person, but it's a lot more obvious now.
Please clap.